Welcome along, then, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ace Racing League Formula 3 Championship. And today we are at the Zolder Grand Prix. A very special Grand Prix to me, actually, because I and the rest of the Ace Racing League staff live in the Netherlands. I do apologize for the reason that I can't provide you with too much information because the Ziggo services of my internet provider decided that the only day that we have to have a internet crash is today. So I'll be streaming and doing my voice commentary through the phone. And that's the only time you'll see a Lamborghini skinned Formula 3 car going off into a barrier. But that doesn't matter, you just stop and respawn over there, and probably that's David Loud's warming up his tires, or that's, no wait, hang on, that's David Loud's, and he's actually a provisional pole. So, I'll be doing my live streaming through my own phone. I'd like to tell you about it. It's a Samsung Galaxy S9. I'm doing a live stream on a phone. Very funny. We're on first practice, actually. We still have 4 minutes left until we actually start the race. David Lyle's on pole position. He has actually upgraded a bit, big margin. Last time it was Vladislav Kirienko on pole position. And he goes off, as usual. He just stopped, respawned in the pits, and there you are. Could you imagine if we did this entire race in actual full damage mode? And what you also may notice is that the cars have different skins, and there are new contenders in the championship. Here we have Martin, and excuse me. Here we have. Sorry, I have a bit of a lump in my throat. Here we have Martin. No last name, no information whatsoever. I don't know. I don't know anything what to say, but I do hope that will be having a wonderful time, and I'll do my best as a commentator. David Loud's actually improved on his lap time. He's 0.965 quicker than his last lap, which is great. Oh wait, no, he's only 0.965 seconds off of David Loud's. We can only wait to see improvement of this session. What the drivers may notice is that the track is very, very slippery, because you've seen a few drivers actually go off fairly quickly, exiting some few corners. I do know one corner in Zandvoort, and that's that. The first corner is called Tarzan. Who in the right mind would have called it corner Tarzan? Very beautiful race delivery on that car. It's got Red Bull and Kimoa, so that means that's McLaren and Red Bull. Toro Barato. Oh wait, no, that's a race because it's an endurance race. Saint Bart. And Saint Bart's goes off and goes and fuels Sebastian Vettel. I am quite sad to say that because I am a Ferrari fan, and as you could see from last Sunday, the Bahrain Grand Prix, that was one of Ferrari's worst days. I was in an Irish pub and I started crying. Anyway, here we have Saint Bart. Maybe we'll have a better pull exiting out the pits, and Saint Bart's going for his first lap around this, and he goes off. First lap around the course, and you go off. There's a fall. And the screen is entirely laggy. Steinprinz. Steinprinz is beaten with his provisional pole time. He does have the car quite well under control, and what I can notice is that they've gone a full second faster. No, not a full second. They only went up to The time went down by 4/10 of a second. If I We're now seeing the end of first practice. Stijnpris got on the line in. Does he improve? He does. Stijnpris doesn't lose, but Vladic improves a lot more than that. He's down by a full 0.6 of a second ahead. On board for Stijnpris. I think Stijnpris should calm down a bit because this is only practice, and I think he should use full talent when qualifying is in it, because if you use it all up now, you'll just keep on stressing during qualifying. But anyway, Stijnpris is someone who never, ever gets a boring race. I've seen both races. I do have to apologize that I haven't been there on the last Grand Prix at Monza. Partly because I didn't want to lose my voice, and secondly is because I'm a lazy fuck and my alarm clock didn't work, and I just slept through the entire Grand Prix. The moment I woke up was when the Grand Prix ended, and I sincerely apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. I am terribly sorry. Going along through the Fudder chicane, and for the full pride, you can see that this bloke is from Eindhoven. Has he still not finished this lap? Oh, there he is. He's exiting the last corner, and he has a... Does he improve? Does he improve? Yes, he... No, he doesn't. Yep, screen goes dark, and now we move on to qualifying. Oh, here we can see the driver of Vladic. Nee, mijn telefoon doet heel raar. Nee. Sorry. Kun je gewoon mensen erin... Kun jij mensen voor mij erin typen? Well, Stijnpris, we've seen quite a very amusing lap you did on the last go out. That was quite amusing. How do you feel about qualifying?
Yeah, I guess second will be the maximum I can get out of this.
Because you did improve, but
yeah, I didn't really feel like I could improve much more. So
yeah, but
we'll see.
But we did see you back about 132, 130. We saw you doing a 132. And after a few laps, we saw you doing a 131, and then we saw you doing a 130 actually. Because
true.
Don't be rough on yourself. You were improving quite.
Yeah, I was
a bit.
improving. I guess I can get a 129 out of this maximum.
Maybe if you
low on fuel, and maybe then I can get a few tenths more.
Yeah, maybe if you can improve some setup with the car and do some fuel regulation. But that's actually great. Well, very good. Best of luck with qualifying.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Imran Shair. We didn't see a lot about you in practice, but how do you feel about qualifying?
Yeah, I was a bit late. I was having a shit. That's why I couldn't join practice. Yeah, I don't know. I did some practice earlier morning just offline. Yeah, I'm really bad at this track, so it's going to be damage limitation for me. Just trying to keep it clean and get some points.
Right. Have you done anything special to your setup, or is that some classified information?
No, nothing. Just gonna keep it. Just gonna try to keep the car stable. Just so I don't oversteer or anything. Making sure the tires, last long and stuff like that.
Right. Very good. Well, I wish you the best of luck in qualifying, and see you out there.
Thank you.
Waar moet ik heen? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Welcome along then, ladies and gentlemen, to qualify. Here we can see people doing the setups for the very last few times for going out there for 22 minutes. Jesus Christ. And trying to get the best pole position they want for the best race of their lives. Well, I wouldn't be absolutely sure about that, because this track is actually one of the most overhyped tracks in the world. And when I mean world, the Netherlands. Because the moment Max Verstappen joined Formula One, everybody's still hyping about him because, oh my god, he's so young. He won a few Grand Prix. He isn't. He is good, but I do believe he's not that good as everybody says. Anyway, Stijn Prince, as we just spoken with in the interviews, trying to do his absolute best to keep pole position. I do feel this bloke is actually very serious about his racecraft. Some see this as a little game, but others see this as an actual job. Stijn Prince puts down a... Oh, wait, no. David Lyles puts a 3 minute 54.728. I don't bloody know where that person has been, but... Well, I think the time starts as well if you're just starting in the pits. Stijn Prince is going for an absolute fly, going along to the left side, and does a little drift exiting that corner. I do like that, Stijn Prince. Just a few little turns left, going along in the left side, and very quickly up into the right-hand corner. It's very, very hard on the edge. I have never seen someone just go that quickly and still be able to concentrate, except for Kimi Raikkonen in Canada. 2003, fully in the rain. A very long left-hander. For exiting that one, you have a bit of a small straight. We might see some overtaking here with some slipstreaming, of course. Another left-hander. Full on throttle, hard on the brakes into the right-hander. For exiting the last few corners, and it goes along onto the over the finish line in a 131.032. That's what? Oh, excuse me. Terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 0.105 off of Martin, who's in front of it with a 130.927. P3, but we just spoken that he might do some P2 as well, so we'll see about that. David Lights actually improves over the few weeks and gets a 130.007. Imran Sheikh has a Ferrari-inspired Formula 3 car. I do like that. And he goes a bit too off, and he goes off. St. Bart's puts down a 4 minute 15, as we just saw, but I think this out lap of his will give some improvement. I think Stijn Prince's lap was actually ruined by that small drift he just pulled in after he entered the corner. You see some other drivers entering the race with Imran Sheikh and Lodewijk Bergkamp. That's a French and a Dutch name. But anyway, as we can see, here's St. Bart's doesn't improve on his lap time? What the hell is that bloke doing? I assume that this lap will be the lap he will improve his time with, because Zandvoort is a big track. Ooh, locks up. It's not quite well, but I think that'll improve at least from a 4 minute 15 seconds. He is actually going right at it. I am impressed that this man has still not spinned, or locked up, or done anything wrong in the last few corners, or in the next few corners. Ooh, going a bit wide over there. Hard on the brakes into the right hand corner, then into the left hand corner. Great managing of that chicane. Couldn't have done it better myself. I do apologise if I do sound a bit sleepy because I've just woken up. Saint Bart's going around the corner after his fastest lap, going in a 132.39648, excuse me. It is 132.398. I am terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that I sound sleepy because I woke up at 9:15 a.m. and it is 10 a.m. actually. And the reason for that is we decided to have our races so early in the morning, and I do not know why. I can see there's a mouse cursor on the screen. Thank you very much, it's gone. Vladets is a 129.07. I think Vladets has got that car with the setup and as well with the I think Vladis has that car with the setup and with his car control absolutely on the map. Excuse the bloody lord me. That's a 128.956. That's the fastest lap yet. Vladis is on provisional pole. That was an unbelievably fast lap. That was unbelievably fast. Was he on his phone when he did that? Anyway, back to another driver who's just exiting the pits. Who may that be? That is Vladis, of course, everyone. He just respawned into the pits, of course. But he is on a 128.956. Could the second driver, David Lyles, defend his provisional pole? Otherwise, this could be interesting to see. As you may have guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, my connection is also very buggery. The reason due to that is that everything is lagging and my phone is giving up slowly. Here's some follow-up camera footage of David Lads. Here you can actually see how hard that person is on the edge. Some outside footage as well. Exits the last corner, and does he defend his title? Does he defend his provisional pole? Yes, he does. He actually improves his lap time by a 130.007. 007. I can already hear you thinking of the James Bond theme in your head. Oh, he's going for a second flying lap as well. He's going for 2 on the end. 2 on end. He's absolutely going at it. He exits that corner like it's on his last day on Earth. David Ladd's actually, yeah. David Ladd's driving like he has nothing to lose. Coming up now into a long left-hander. That transfers into a small straight, which afterwards turns into a small, very hard right-hander. Hard on the brakes, goes into that corner, which then turns into chicane into the left-hand corner. Still very hard on the brakes. It's very difficult to put your foot on the throttle over here, because that car will spin as fast as possible before you can say, "Mommy, help me." Exits the last corner and does he improve his time? My screen is so buggy that I cannot see it, but I think that's a 1 minute 29.759, ladies and gentlemen. That is very, very good. Especially if you're doing 2 laps on end. Stan Prince exits the pits to finally do some lap time racing. Currently, Stein Prince is on a 130.035. I'd like to inform the ladies and gentlemen that I cannot hear anything the cars are sounding like. So I can't commentate anything about how they are taking the corners or when they are on the power or when they are off the power. I'll just let you people enjoy the sound of the engines, even though they sound like simulated blenders. What are we seeing here? 2 drivers on end. Ooh, and he goes off! What's that? That's not Stein Prince. No, Stein Prince actually exits the last corner. Does he improve for his lap time? Are we going to see a P2 in qualifying? No, he does not, but he does get a bit closer, ladies and gentlemen. Stein Prince on a 130.035. No, he actually still has the same lap time as before. Bloody hell, why am I so sleepy? This could be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. He has a driver in front. Now, through the turns, this could actually be a downside, but on the straights, this does look like a benefit. But that driver just lost it completely due to the stress of Stein Prince. He does look like he has a scary car. The man also has Eindhoven on his rear wing, which is actually Dutch talk for "I am proud of my city," which also makes you look like a racist. Anyway, goes along into the long left-hand corner, which then exits into 3 consecutive corners, which like Istanbul Park's turn 8, if I'm not mistaken. Here we have Stein Prince coming along into the chicane, into the right-hand side, into the left-hand side, exits very beautifully and full on the power, which then comes into the right-hand corner, has a bit of negative camber into the corner, and he exits and goes along full throttle. What's it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? A 129.853. Still in P3, but he does improve his lap time. It's always very beautiful to see someone improve his lap time, even though it's on the smallest margin and they are really on the edge. It's very beautiful. Imran Shaikh from a 135.875 does not improve his lap time. I would suggest that he does something about his setup. Step Unique. Now, who in the world is that? Because I have no idea who that is. He's currently in a 136 point... Can't read that because my phone is so utterly pixely. And that's the fact that... And that's due to the fact that the internet in my country is terrible. David Ladd stopping and re-entering the pit. Lodewijk Bergwijn on a 130 point, and my screen has gone full pixel. This is terrible because I cannot even read the signage on the cars. I'll try to rejoin you, ladies and gentlemen, through my computer. I will still be streaming with you right now, but I'm just trying to get the internet working again. That's some beautiful footage right there. Stan Prince exiting that corner like an absolute madman. Ooh, a lot of carnage over there. Stein Prince almost lost it. He was on a flyer that lap. But due to some carnage or a crash that happened in front of him, he had to lift and he is restarting at the pits. As you can see right now, he has to do it all over again. Lodewijk Bergwijn. I can still not see anything on the screen. Oh, Lodewijk Bergwijn actually goes for a P2 right there. This man has a very good setup, I imagine, because, well, the reason due to the fact that this track is very demanding. 50% of your lap times come from your car setup and 50% come from your driver input. Whereas Monza, you just put the aerodynamics as low as possible and you just go full at it because you have to take those corners as fast as possible to get even close to pole position. David Louds crossing the line in. Does he improve his lap time? The 3, which is on your screen to indicate what position he's in, looks like a dot on my screen. And I'm on 4G network. Ooh, and he goes into the wall. Yep, that's it. That's it for David Louds. He's still restarting in the pits. Vladej still on P1. P2 is Lodewijk Bergwijn. I think David Louds wanted to protect his P2 chances. And Lodewijk Bergwijn exiting that corner. Ooh, and he goes wide and he locks up, but still manages to save it. If we were doing a Assetto Corsa of full damage, that would have been the save of the century. And someone else going off in the distance as well. Stein Prince on P4 trying to still defend his P2 or P1 chances and still going fully at it. You could see that car jumping all over the place, but still he manages to keep the car under control. And do not forget, these drivers have steering wheels at home with force feedback. which actually translates the bumpiness of the road into your hands. And if you have set that just hard enough, you could really hurt your arms with that. Very beautifully done exiting those last few corners. I wish that in the next few races we might see a race with some rain in, because that would really make us things interesting. Steinprinz going very hard on the edge, and ooh, that does ruin his chances on P3 or P2. You've still got 1 minute left of qualifying, I imagine, because I can see at least a 1 at the queue in the top left hand side of your screens. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 minute left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers have to put in the best lap of their lives if they still want to make a chance of having pole position. Here on board with Martijn. Here he goes for his fastest lap ever at Zandvoort racetrack, going along very hard with a very deep camber turn called Tarzan, exiting out right there, and he goes into the right hand side, which he has very late braking in there, then into a very long left hander, of course, which then goes up over the top side of the racetrack, and then he goes very hard alongside us, which then translates into a very hard right hand corner, which then looks into like a downway few corners. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm way too tired. My screen is just gone. It's back again. Oh, this looks way better. It's just back in HD. Oh, this is amazing. Martijn has done something wrong, as it turns out, because I've just seen him slow down because my screen was gone for a sec. And into the chicane. Ah, yes. Ooh, that is terrible. That's terrible to see. Lodewijk Bergquin also slows down and goes back to the pits. It is Vladish on pole position. Lodewijk Bergquin on P2. David Lads on P3 and Steinprinz on P4. We'll see you again in interviews. You. that Vladic was actually pulling away and trying to get as far away as possible from the rest of the drivers. But something happened over there and he's just lost it. Sadly, we can't give a replay of what happens to drivers during a Grand Prix. This isn't Formula One, but we do hope so to try and do that in the near future. Vladic is absolutely flying through these last few corners. He's down to 0.3 of a second, as close to David Leltz, who is in front of him, as possible. He's in his slipstream over there, and is he going to do an action through the inside? I would not suggest it, but it goes through the outside, and he's very close. He's just wheel to wheel. There's just a cigarette paper apart from them. David Leltz keeps on hanging in through the inside, and he is just pulling away over there. Going through the right-hand corner. Is he going to come as close as possible? Yes, he does. There is something with David Leltz, and he goes through the inside, and they're right next to right wheel to wheel to each other, and he goes to the left-hand corner. Ooh, a bit of contact over there, but they still manage to keep it on track. The Vladic has lost it entirely. He is down to 5 seconds away of the rest of them. There is a bit of contact over there. That was inevitable. We've seen that contact come from a long way ahead, but what kind of racing driver are you if you do not go for a gap? That's not my word. Those are not my words. Those are Ayrton Senna's words. Steinprinz doing his very last lap. This is going to be uncanny. If there is anything going to happen right now, I do hope that Steinprinz finally wins his first Grand Prix. Because that man has deserved it. Coming all the way from plumb dead last all the way to P1 is absolutely amazing. If we could see some outside footage of Steinprinz's final lap, that would be amazing. Yes, here we have it, having his last few corners. A reset of my screen would be beautiful as well. That was 140 kilometers an hour through that corner. David Leltz trying to do his absolute best, but I do not think that there's going to be any difference right now. He's going through that chicane again, exits that corner as beautiful as possible because he's has a lot behind him and he's trying to stay as far away as possible from the rest. On board with him right now. There he does it, ladies and gentlemen. Steinprinz wins the Zandvoort Grand Prix in the Ace Racing League Championship. David Leltz in P2, Vladic in P3. I think Steinprinz is absolutely jumping around in his home because he's just won his first race in the Ace Racing League Championship. At least I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not that long with the Ace Racing League Championship. But, oh, I've just heard from Race Control that Steinprinz has won the first race in the Ace Racing League Championship. But congrats on him on his second win in this championship. He must be very proud. He's just doing his parade lap. And if he had some motion traction at home, you could see those hands flying around. I guarantee that. Yo. Right, here we have the race winner, Steinprinz. How do you feel, my man?
Great. Yeah, like it's pretty much because Flage bottled it, but a win is a win. 25 points.
A win is a win, and you came from plumb dead last because in the opening lap of the race you had an incident with Step Unique, I guess.
With Lodewijk. I believe.
Lodewijk.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for that.
Yeah, so I had to recover from P5, I guess.
Yeah, that was
So-
absolutely gorgeous. That was one of the most amazing drives I've ever seen.
Yeah, I did a Verstappen.
Verstappen. I think it's Sebastian Vettel 2012 versus Fernando Alonso. Never
Yeah,
mind.
okay.
We have different definitions. You have done a Verstappen. Let's call it that. Very big congratulations on winning the race. I've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well,
Yeah, I
and
enjoyed
everybody
it.
at home has enjoyed it as well.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, David. How are you? How was your race? David Louds, as we are speaking with right now. You came in P2, it was, due to the incident. Well, congrats on a P2. Not that it's bad.
Well, it was alright. I'm just not happy with spinning 2 times in a really stupid manner. I could have gotten first if I didn't do that. So I'm really mad at myself for that.
Don't be hard on yourself. You still got the second position in this championship race.
Yeah. But first is really rare in this league because Vlade. So
Vlade does have a tendency to just pull away after he gets for P1, just like Lewis Hamilton does.
yeah, he just made a third stop or second, so he could catch up. And then he wanted to be in the dirty air, and he just screwed up there because he couldn't get past anymore.
Yes, he was in his dirty air of who was it? Stijn Prince, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. But massive congratulations on this P2.
Thanks.
And I'll hope to see you in the next race.
Yeah, goodbye.
Vladislav Muchilenko, or Vlade as called in the race. How are you with that P3? What happened?
Yeah, it was a really interesting race because I was like, I was a pit stop ahead from the guy that was behind me. So I was really bored. So I said, okay, I'm going on the free stop. So I closed up on them. And, then I was going in front and let the...
Hang on. You took a pit stop to make the race more interesting.
Yeah.
You're a madman!
Yeah, I was 22 seconds ahead, I think, so...
But you did lose your race this way. You did...
Yeah, because I let the guy in the second past, but when I was going behind him, I was like cruising a few laps. But then when I tried to overtake him, I realized that the dirty air was just horrible, and I couldn't get past, and I just started to panic a little. And then when I got past him, when I was in the clean air, I was feeling like, oh my god, this is so much better. And I pushed a little and just ran wide, and that was my race. So, yeah, I dropped the third.
You did a Daniel Kwiat.
Yeah, kinda.
Mój drug, ty to Ruski?
No.
Oh, you're not Russian. I am terribly sorry for that then. Well, congratulations on the P3 as well, and thank you for giving us this amazing race. And yeah, see you next race.
Okay, see ya.
Goodbye. Ja, gewoon hier. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed the Zandvoort Grand Prix of the Ace Racing League Championship. Your winner was Stijn Prince in P2. On the podium was David Louds, and on P3 is Vladislav Muchlianko, or as named in the race, Vlade. I hope you've enjoyed this race today, and I hope everyone as well has a wonderful week ahead of them. My name was Sam Halafi, and I'll see you in the next race.